hit the spot, people. It hit the spot. Alright, I hit the spot. You guys know I like to wave it in. Bring it in. All the 90s girls about the bagels. The bagels. It's kind of sexy, but it's okay. There's nothing wrong with sex energy. Don't let nobody shame you for being a little sexy now. Don't let nobody make you feel like, something's wrong with you for showing a little sex appeal, okay? It's Leo. Leos will have a sex appeal. You don't like it? Sit down. Everybody's got it. You just gotta work it. You gotta work it. You gotta work it. What is it, Miss Elliot? That's all I remember. The days when it was all about the bagels and the breaking down. Oh, women were women, man. I'm telling you. Women are still women. Sorry. Just love my how do you call it? My era. My era was the best. It will always be the best in my head. Oh yeah, yes, it was fun. So bring it in, Adwa. Bring it in. Whew. Happy birthday to Alios. Okay. All right. Let me check my face. I don't know. And all the stuff, I didn't see my makeup was all over the place or not. It looks like it's on point. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Okay. So, I already told you guys. Let me fix this dress. I already told you all. Yeah, I already told you all what this is gonna be about in my introduction. So I hope you haven't forgotten, because it's about to go down. We're about to roll the dice. I did my meditation session for you, for those of you, because I'm initiating you. Alright, darling. Alright, let's see if I can chillax in this chair a little. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Alright, so let's get it. First off, any form of adventure, initiation, whatever, we're talking about divine masculine energy. Action. Action. You guys know that song, right? It's a Jamaican song. I know you know. All I know is action. I don't remember the words. Anyways, whenever you're about to take action on a major journey, major turning point, decision making, based off your decision making, or anything, you're tapping into your divine masculine energy. You're tapping into the sun vibration. So, if you're here and you listen to the introduction, well, you should. I'm just going to jump into it. Any initiation, you're going to need your courage. You're going to need your strength, and you're going to need that conviction in yourself. Alright, to embark on this journey of opening up those spiritual doors. The divine masculine vibration is embedded in the sun energy, period. Alright, which is the sun. Alright, some of you who like prayers and inviting divine entities in your whatever aspirations you're doing, especially this with the spiritual thing, you can call on the divine god, Sun, Amun Ra, or any of the divine goddesses, Bastet, Isis, all of them. There's a lot of them. Alright, they are all sun deities. There's a lot in different cultures. They have their different names for them. Alright, but for me, I deal with the Egyptian gods or the Kemet gods, because I'm black as tar, and I ain't doing any. I'm calling on any other gods. I used to be open to all of it, but I shut it down. Because when your destiny becomes defined, you have to really sharpen your tools, and you have to hone in into an energy. Because once you become open, any entity can come through you. And this is when you have to be able to say, okay, I'm going to stick with this deity, I'm going to stick with this angel, I'm going to stick with this if I need help. Alright, because other than that, other dimensional beings or any god, any demon, or any entity or any animal can jump into your energy field. So you have to become structured and make your choices. And so I chose to deal with the black gods, and that's okay. By rights, I have to call on people that look like me, speak like me, feel like me, eat like me, sleep like me, sing like me, cry like me. It makes sense to me. So that's what I do, and that's what I did. So for a long time, I'll let the Indian gods in, I'll let the Asian gods in, I'll let any whatever that shows himself to me. I would be open to it, but I tap it, I brought it all in. I'm like, okay, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in to you. And that's all that matters. It's your personal decision. Nobody's going to force you. It's not about worshiping. I don't worship any of the gods. But I go to help for help when I need it, because I don't have it all together. I'm limited by being in physical. Alright? And that's the bottom line. So, for this information, I called in on the sun god Amun-Ra, my father, sun vibration, sun energy, sun god of clarity, courage, especially clarity, courage, and really life force, vitality, alright, action, protection to move forward with this conversation. So I've invited sun god Amun-Ra to take charge and to help with the information that I've already channeled through my own soul, to be in my presence, and and change and bring forth any information can come through me from the sun god. Alright, but I'm looking through my notes that I channel through my own soul. Understand the difference. Okay, so I'm basically going to talk about before you go through my meditation initiation that initiates you to open your spiritual doors, the things that I think that I should explain so you would know and become familiar with. Alright, which I think most of you already have been prepared. If you're ready to meditate and ready to open up your spiritual talents and gifts, then it means that you've learned and studied a lot of information. But as a teacher or as someone that is doing this for you, I have to give you all the tools. Alright, I have to give you all the tools so that if I'm missing something, you got it somewhere. Or if you learning something new for me, good. If not, that's all good too. It's confirmation for a lot of you. So it's all good, okay? It's not going to kill me to do it right. So I have to do it right. So in my mind, I taught it right. I initiated you right. And it's okay if I initiated you. Nothing is going to happen to you. I am not I'm not in charge of nothing. It's free information for everybody, and I'm giving you free information. That's all, through my experience. And I hope that it serves you well, okay, and takes you on the path of total liberation, because that's the bottom line to all of this. So I will be talking about, the negatives that has to do with this path that you're choosing, and the positives. But ideally, like I said, you're gonna need that sun, that divine masculine energy, the emperor energy of discipline, actions through experiences, understanding what you're doing, developing a structure, a foundation of knowledge and practice to be able to keep this going for the rest of your life. Because once you open the spiritual door, it's open. With that being said and that being out of the way, the next energy you need is inner strength. Because it's going to take that inner strength, which is mind over matter, endurance, right? Resilience. You're going to need patience and the grace to go through this process once you open the door. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to need it. And that takes a lot of strength, which naturally comes with the Leo energy. Alright? Now, understand, we're in the Leo season, and I'm talking about this, but literally the Leo house is the house of talent. And in this talent that I'm initiating you into, to open the doors to, is the spiritual talents. You may know your physical talent, which is maybe talent for math, talent for science. Some of you talent for agriculture, plants, knowledge. Some of you have talents for arts like me, you know, all kinds of physical talent that everybody possess. But then we also have the spiritual talents. Okay, so this initiation is going to open the doors to you developing and practicing your spiritual talents, which is your divine path. Alright, so like I said, this process is going to be the rest of your life. Once you open this door, you can't go back anymore. Your soul is ignited. It is ready to take charge and be in control and show you all the ways in which you can become your divine essence. Okay, so it's a big step, and you need to understand this is going to transcend into different lifetimes. Some of you already has gone through awakening. You just remembering yourself. You don't know why you are attracted to this. It's because you've already probably done some form of awakening and studies in different lifetimes, and probably continue in this lifetime, and maybe all you need, or maybe all you've been waiting on, was for someone like me to show up and show you the steps, or to tell you that you already have the gifts. All you have to do is start doing the practices, and it will reawaken to you. Alright, so whatever it is, it's all good. But I'm going to talk about what this is, what you're really doing. Let's get that together. Alright, because meditation is the most potent and the most, basic way I can tell you how to open yourself up. It will help you to develop your intuition, open up your chakras, understand your elemental forces within. Opening those things up is all connected to the chakras, which is the energy centers, and that is truly the gateway to your spiritual path, in my opinion. Alright, I could easily say, okay, why don't you start doing yoga for the claircognizance, right? The inner knowing, which is connected to the earth, right? Start using the herbs, and that will slowly, eventually open you up to your intuition. I could say do that. Or I could say, why don't you just tap into your feelings? Just go with whatever you feel. Pay attention to how you feel. Alright, and let that guide you, and that will eventually develop into your clairsentience, right, which is your emotional body. I could say that, which is embedded in water. The first one, claircognizance, is embedded in earth, right? I could say do that. I could also say, hey, why don't you dance? Because when you dance, you're moving your body, and that's all part of the earth vibration, right? It's all embedded in claircognizance, and it will develop. Once you're dancing and you're tapping, using that as a gateway, you would feel your spirit and you would develop your intuition. Or I can say for the clairaudience, why don't you just use sound vibration to open up your third eye? I could say that, which you are. You can play music and do that. Listen to certain hertz, like the 400s and up, certain particular hertz. I don't really use that. I just do it once in a while, and eventually your third eye and your chakras and your spiritual energies will all open up, right? Which is part of what? The mental, the air energy. Or I could say, pay attention to everything you see, or be observant. When you see the flies, watch how they are moving. When you see the birds, watch how they are moving. Movies you are watching, everything that you can see with your naked eyes, try to understand any shift in movement, the message that you get. I could say that, right? Or I could say, once in a while you dream. Most people dreams once in a while. When you dream, pay attention to that dream, and that will eventually help you with your clairvoyance, which is the fire energy. But if you go that route, which is the subtle way of slowly developing your intuition to your spiritual gateways, it will take you 1,000,000 years. Because to me, that is the practice. After you've ignited and initiated yourself through serious meditation, and until you see that you've opened your spiritual doors, which is your third eye chakra especially, and all the chakras, by the things that I talked about in the meditation, you should start seeing the colors in your when you close your eyes, and then developing into different forms and having flashes of images. There are things that should be happening. At least for me, Claire, and feeling things when you sit down. Feel the spirit, smell things. See the shift that happens in the room when spirit comes in. Feel that. I could say that, do all that, but one practice that will open all those doors at once is meditation. Because in meditation, all of the intuitive doors will open all at once. It will be happening at once. When the room shifts, you will know. When your body changes in temperature or in movement, or sudden vibration happens within your body, you will feel that. Which all happens in meditation. When your body goes to sleep, you will feel that. When spirit comes in there, you will feel that. You will know that for some of you. Alright? Some of you hold gemstones. The first time I held a clear quartz, I cried. That's how intense it was. Because my whole body was vibrating to the point that it's almost as if I healed myself and opened something within me. I just started crying like somebody beat me. I was holding the gemstone and I started crying. So that is connected to the earth vibration, which is all connected to claircognizance. Before then, that I wasn't doing meditation. When I danced, I felt free because I was connected to rhythm. And one may say that was how I was connecting to my higher self, because that is one of the only things that when I do, I don't care what anybody's thinking. I'm in my own world. It's like as if nobody exists when I'm dancing. If I knew then, I would have said, oh, I was already in the zone, but I didn't know I was in the zone. A lot of us are doing things in our higher selves without realizing. We're not conscious of it. We're using our spiritual gifts, but we're not conscious of it. When you meditate and you become conscious and you know that, hey, I have really opened my third eye, which is my spiritual eyes and my spiritual ears and my spiritual nose and senses and all that, then anything that happens after that, you know for a fact. You're not guessing, you're not imagining, you're not even not aware. You become aware. You get awoken to it. So I could say, why don't you do all that? But like I said, I'm not the type that's gonna give you the cramps or have you nailing a nail by hitting the side of my hand, the corner of the wood, all of that stuff, smashing things, breaking things around the nail. I am the type that will hit the nail right on top and let it go in straight. That's me. So I don't like to beat around the bush, because I practice all those things in little portions different times in my life. But the one that opened me up and showed me that really there's something spiritual going on with me was when I started meditating. Because as a fire sign, your most fastest gift is clairvoyance, which is dreaming and seeing things. So I started dreaming heavily. And when I was watching movies, I innately knew that the movie was a message. A scene was a message for me. Because of what I just saw, it reminds me, it brings images. I started having images, like pick images in my head of certain times in my life. Things started happening like that. I'll see a car and I'll get a memory. But it comes in the form of image, like vision. That's how Christians will call it, a vision. But it's an image, like that flashes before your eyes in a way. As an artist, every time you're creating and you're drawing and you're doing all that, you are imagining, you've seen it in your eye. You've seen it in your head, alright? They don't tell you that that's your third eye. You've seen it in your head before you drew it. That is what I'm talking about, but on a higher level, right? But it is as simple as that. Don't make it complicated. You see the images. So I could say that for fire signs, why don't you just watch movies, pay attention to everything, like I said. But your highest gift will be the sight for Aries, Leo, Sag. So that will develop faster when you start meditating. Images, flashes, seeing things. For the earth signs, you will start to, like, you know, the earth sign is like the trickiest ones, because somehow you need to just know without knowing why you know. And it could come from slowly developing a practice over time and seeing results, and now you become a pro at it. And so you just know that something is different. So you're able to tell that, okay, this is the answer naturally. But all this is internal, so you can't tell. Most people use claircognizance without realizing that they are tapping into a gift. It's one of the hardest ones, all right? But it happens to a lot of people with a lot of earth signs in their charts, or they just, you know, naturally I just know that I need to go, all right? They don't know why they know, they just know. It could be a thought, it could be whatever. They just know, right? It's not a feeling, it's not any of the other senses. It's just a sense of, I know what I'm talking about. Let's go. That's how they behave. Alright? So it takes claircognizance to say that I know that there's a spirit in here with me. Based on, I don't know how I know. I just know that I'm not alone. Okay? So it's all kind of intertwined to me, if you ask me, because you have to feel something to know something, but not necessarily with the claircognizance, which makes it very tricky. And that's for the earth signs, because a lot of them, they develop that gift through practical things, like doing things, and then they just learned it and they know. But I feel like it is straight up, I know what I'm doing kind of thing, and that makes a difference. Okay, that makes a difference. Or, you know, the air signs, you just hear music in your head, right? Yours is about breath, breathing, all right? And you see your energy shift, getting certain thoughts, ideas coming to your head, knowledge coming to your head, hearing music, all that will start happening to you when you start opening yourself up, meditating. Because in order to hear the spirit, hear your own intuition, which is your soul talking to you, you have to hear it. It's not the voice that comes out, it's the voice in your head. How are you going to tell the difference between the soul's voice and your voice? Through meditation and development of you knowing your own voice from that voice, and you practicing like shutting your thoughts off. By allowing your thoughts to flow, you will know which thoughts are not yours. You will study the pattern. It will become clear to you what your thought process looks like. You know what you think about often. When you start to sit down, things that you think about often is what will rush into your head. And then a pause will happen when you're in meditation, where all your regular thoughts have passed and there's nothingness. After that nothingness of that pause, of you, all the things that you need to think about going through your head, then your intuitive voice will come. So some people don't know. Now I'm telling you how you hear your intuitive voice. Once you start meditating, everything you've been thinking about for a long time will probably all rush your head. It will come to your mind all at once. And this is part of the air signs, all right, the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius gift. It will come and they stay in their head. They think a lot. Everything goes on in their head, planning everything they are thinking. But when you sit down to meditate, all that even happens double. And then after that, there is a quietness, because you're done thinking. After that quietness, that's when your intuitive voice will come in. So you need to have patience to sit for a while. If you do 10-minute meditation, you might not reach the intuitive voice. You need to practice giving yourself the patience and the time to wait for the intuitive voice to kick in after your trashy mind has finished with all the emptying of thoughts and processes. Then your intuitive voice will hit in. After a while, once you sit down and you're ready to you ask a question and you get your intuitive voice answering, and you know for a fact it's your intuition. But it takes you practicing to sense when it's not your thoughts. You have to learn. That is the gift that comes naturally For the air signs, once they start meditating. For the water signs, you feel everything. You feel sick, you feel stomach aches in your body, you feel tired, you feel weak, you feel happy, you feel all the feels. You can feel the energy shift in vibration. You feel it all. So you become that empath. You're naturally an empath. You're sitting there, somebody's talking about their grandfather that died 100 years ago, and you are crying like it happened now. That's an empath. They feel you. It's almost like a possession almost sometimes. It's like I'm sitting there, you're telling me your story, and it's like I can feel it like I was there. That's an empath. That's the feeling. The power of the water signs. The Cancer, the Pisces, and the Scorpio. So for these gifts, all of it has to be working at this, like all of it kind of ignites, and it slowly kind of like builds up as you continue your spiritual path. The first one, the easiest one will happen first, and then the rest will continue. It took me a long time before I started smelling spirits. And the spirits that are evil, they smell bad. And note to those of you who wanted to know, if it's a good spirit, it smells good. Now, let's get back to your talents. It's important that you understand that you could go all these routes, learn herbal things, which is connected to the earth signs, and know which herbs to use, like the mugwort, the wormwoods, the lavender tea, the lotus tea. It will all open your third eye chakra. There are herbs connected to all the chakras that you can use to help and enhance it, but not until you have literally seen this awakening happen through meditation. Then you use these practices to maintain the gift the door that you've opened, and to enhance it. But to me, to use those as gateway to do it, it's like you're wasting your time. You're slighting yourself. So go and get the job done, the main part, through the meditation and opening your chakras up, and knowing and feeling and going through all that. When you're sitting and doing this meditation for a while, you would know when you've changed. Nobody's going to tell you. You would know, because things will start unfolding in your life, and we're going to get into all that. Then you can do all these other practices. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of like take that out of the way somehow. All right, now when you go into this, you're starting to deciding that you want to meditate and open your spiritual doors and develop your spiritual talents. I want you to understand this. The negatives of this part is a death to the ego. For one, it's a negative thing, but it's really a positive thing. The reason why it's negative is because it's such a painful process of you like starting to release the ego, releasing the false identity. All what you thought you was is going to turn upside down. Some of you, this could mean job change. You realize that you married your wife for the wrong reason. You start to know who you truly are. All this about self-importance, and you know who you are, but you really don't know who you are until you really wake your soul up, and grandializing yourself and all, and I'm this and I'm that. Man, you don't know nothing till your soul is awoke. You are going to be shattered. All that you've been taught is going to go through scrutiny. Alright, it's not funny to go through an ego death, and it naturally comes with the spiritual path and you opening up yourself to your soul and giving yourself up. So when people tell me that, people that have gone through true spiritual awakening are humble, we don't have chips on our shoulders. If somebody is exhibiting confidence and courage and you see it as arrogance, it's your problem. Alright, there are people who will say they are spiritually awoke and haven't gone through a true spiritual awakening. So then we can say that they are power tripping and they are, making up stuff and feeling like they are better than someone. But true spiritual awakening, 11 on the clock, you become humble. You'll be humbled before you become empowered. Alright, through the ego death. When you go through that ego death and you go, it's like you're dying and going through a rebirth. Christians will say, oh, you're born again, the old you is dead. Spiritually, you feel that the old you is dead for real. What you thought you liked may change. What you thought you knew may not be true. Things in your bloodline would have to change because you want your own identity. You want your true self. You can rearrange things. There's a lot that can happen here. But going through an ego death is one of the painful things to go through, because there is healing in there. There's all the facade is going to fall off, and the you that is people pleasing and fitting into society is going to fall off. My friend, you can even suddenly not feel like you want even money anymore. Maybe before the spiritual awakening, all you cared about is the money in the bank. After your spiritual awakening, you wouldn't care if you had $2. You just be living. It's a big difference. That's why some people don't want to do it, because they don't know how they're going to live without the comforts of material life. Spiritual awakening will strip you of everything, and then you will rebuild the true you. And if it's in your DNA to want wealth and luxury, guess what? You will rebuild it and build it on the true foundation of that is eluded of illusion. Alright, let's just say that. So that's one of the negatives. I feel that it's painful. The healing path is also painful, because you have to heal broken aspects of yourself. And that awareness could expose a lot of things that have been done to you spiritually or through your bloodline, like curses, and those are painful experiences, childhood traumas. Understanding, your dark side, which is your weaknesses, that can be a crushing experience for you. For instance, you may be appearing very courageous, and then you go through a spiritual awakening and realize that you are the weakest person that ever lived. I know I'm being harsh, but like, you cannot make a decision with nothing, and that all your decision making is poor, is highly poor, and has brought you to a place of you living a non-satisfactory life. To come to that realization and speak that truth to yourself may seem simple as it comes out of my mouth, but if you are going through that experience of realizing that you don't know nothing and you thought you were so intelligent, or all of this stuff that I just said, it crushes you. It's very painful. It is so humbling to you that you will stop thinking that you are the most important person in this world. It will fall off. You will cry. You will cry. So it's healing, and healing is good. Once you heal these things and understand yourself and your weaknesses, then you open yourself up to really understanding you and work on yourself to function well, including your weaknesses, which is your dark side and your light side. And that's how you win the game somehow, right? So that ego death, that transcending of the sense of self and separation and self-importance and identity is all false. You realize that you are everybody, everybody's you. There's an aspect of you in everything, and you're not separate from anything, and what you do is really affecting everybody and everything. That is a next level shock that will change your life. So people who are like, if somebody showing so much ego and all that stuff, I know they have not gone through a spiritual awakening. There are some things that I know when I see on someone that's saying, oh, I'm spiritual. Yeah, obviously if you are using herbs and all that, you haven't really transformed that much. Let's say if you are using all of the other aspect, you haven't really transformed that much. And that's how you can be developing intuition and still have these characters that puts you in this middle, and people can't figure you out because they see this crazy side to you, and then they see this divine side to you, and they get confused. It's because the process is not really done well. And I'm gonna bust it wide open for all of you that try to play this game, because for instance, And don't come for me. You can read tarot because you can interpret them, and then all of a sudden you think you are going through a spiritual awakening. Sorry, my dear. I'll say it and say it again. You got to be careful with these type of people that claim they have gone through a spiritual awakening, a third eye awakening, and have not gone through nothing, has not transformed, has not changed. They become a little bit self-aware. They're developing their intuition through certain things, like all the other things I was talking about. But has it really happened? Have you really died and awoken, metaphorically, spiritually? Have you really submitted to your soul? Because that is the path here. Okay, that's the path. And that means that you need to humble this physical body, this physical you, the ego, and that's why you go through that death. Okay, so what's my next information here? Like I said, you're gonna need a lot of mental power, patience, grace, all right, to really overcome the obstacles and the pain, and you being going through some form of seclusion, away from society and people that know you, and you not fitting in anymore. You're going to need a strong mind to walk the spiritual path, because ideally most of the spiritual aspect and things that you do separates you and make you lonely, keeps you, you're not lonely like that, you are with the spirits, but you are lonely to society, because you don't want to hang around people that are not thinking in your level anymore. Because your mind is changed. You have changed. You change major from the inner out. What you used to do, you may detest yourself for who you used to be. For instance, I used to be open to dating anything. If you showed me love, I'll jump on the bandwagon with you. I don't care if you are handsome, ugly, poor. I didn't have a standard. If I felt good and you like me and you showed me a little bit of love, I will give you a chance. Come to me today, I'll slap you. I will literally slap you for thinking you can even stand in front of me. I wouldn't do it. I'm exaggerating. What I'm saying is, I don't fall for anything anymore. But the old me before my spiritual awakening would go through that. Now, do I need to talk? No. I've already seen you. You don't even stand a chance. I won't even date you if you're not in my soul. You're not in my soul tribe. If you're not my soulmate, I won't even date you. Let alone give you a chance to evaluate your handsomeness or your cuteness or your money or your potential. If I don't see you energetically and have that awareness that you are supposed to be my mate, it's zero. So there's a big difference in me then and now. Clearly, I don't have a problem being celibate and staying alone for the rest of my life. But if you before the spiritual awakening, it's a problem. It's a problem. I didn't want to be alone. It was a problem. Now, I'm easy breezy cover girl. In fact, the sense of freedom that I have is that alone is good. Yes, I would love to have my soulmate. I would love to be in a connection. Do I need it? It's alright. If it's right, it's okay. It's not a need. It's not a need. And even if it's a need, I can do without setting needs. Let's just say that and cut that one off. I'm just saying, you change. You change. And you can tell when somebody has really gone through a rebirth or not. Are you ready to let go of the old you? So it's my birthday gift to you. Alright? My birthday gift to you is to help you to let go of the illusionary aspect of you and step into your higher vibrational self. Okay? Those those who think that, like, you're not ready and you're worrying about your bills, the time you have to put in this, thinking that this may be devil's work, afraid of spiritual encounters, hate gods or any gods because you've been failed by gods. Everything that has to do with spirit, you don't believe in spirit, you are a scientific person. What is the proof? If I don't see it with my physical eyes, it doesn't exist. Type of people, the atheists, alright, people that if it doesn't feed me, doesn't give me money in the bank, it's none of my business type of mentality, which is a lot of people. If I don't get sexual pleasure, if it's not making me feel high, then I don't want to be part of it. I mean, the list goes on and on. For all the reasons that you're not interested in opening up spiritually, I respect you for that. You took a stand. But for those of us that straddle the fence, I want to help you to pick a path, pick a choice, make a choice. Whether you're going to go with that, physical just being physical, or you're going to go with blending your spirit with your physical and living in both. I also wanted to touch bases on certain things, okay, a little, some of the negatives that I almost forgot. In the beginning of meditation, you're likely to be getting headaches, nosebleeds for some of you, insomnia. Your sleeping pattern is going to change. You'll be sleeping a whole lot more. You would want to isolate from people. You naturally will not like being around a lot of people because you become very sensitive. Your style of dressing may change. Your job may change. Your ideas and ideals in life is going to transform. And it's a negative process because even though the end result is good, it's a painful thing to go through at that time. You'll be facing a lot of truths that you don't want to say to yourself. Things will be revealed to you in dreams about who you are yourself, and things that you don't want to admit about yourself, which could be good and bad, that you need to heal. Illnesses may be exposed to you that may be coming into your physical body. Will become clear in your dream state or whatever, however you pick up your intuition, whichever one works quicker. Things that is hidden from you that are negative to your spiritual growth and liberation will be exposed. So imagine in order for you to pass a test, everything that you dislike about yourself, somebody's going to sit down and tell you all of it as time goes on over time when you're going through a spiritual awakening. If you're someone that don't like criticism, don't like to face truth, don't want to know all this stuff, this is going to be a deadly process for you. It's going to be excruciating and a torturous moment for you to face the fact that you lie too much, that you like to exaggerate too much, and all that will come into your awareness, that you're money hungry too much, that you're self-centered, that you love sex too much. Whatever it is, the negatives are going to be in your face. And if you don't have the strength of mind, that's why I said, if you don't have the strength of mind and the courage to take actions and continue taking actions and stick the path, I think that taking the actions, initiating it, is the divine masculine, the sun energy. To maintain it is the strength energy, which all falls under the divine masculine energy and also connect to the Leo energy. Alright, that's a lot of Leos. If you really know a true Leo that has gone through awakening, you will see, even before the awakening, they show you a lot of inner strength. I've always been strong-minded. I didn't need to awaken to become strong-minded. I've always had a certain amount of strength and conviction in myself. Even though I didn't have the answers, I take a lot of risks because I'm courageous. I'm strong-minded. Not everybody has that naturally. And so imagine after spiritual awakening, It's next level strength, next level risk taking, next level I don't give it energy for a lot of Leos. And for a lot of people, you're like, oh, they look at you like, what? Who the hell you think you are? Because they lack what you have. But let's go back to what I'm saying. Let's go back to what I'm saying here. All right. All of that stuff that you don't want to deal with is going to be in your face. You're going to see things that have been done in your family, friends, whatever, behind your back. It will be exposed. It will come to you however way it comes to you, whether through dreams, visions, insights, feeling, seeing things, knowing things, just suddenly realizing. I mean, can you imagine being told about yourself and how you messed up and how you effing things up and how you've been doing that? Oh gosh, it's torturous. But it needs, for a wound to heal, it needs to be a wound, and it needs to be visible so the doctor can heal it. That is how it is. So the spiritual awakening path is killing the illusions, exposing you to the truth and the authenticity of your true essence, negatives and positives. But the reason why it's negative, it's a painful part, is because you're going to see all of that, and that hurts. That can crush you. That can make you want to give up. Some people can lose their mind because some of the truths cannot be faced. Some people cannot handle it, and they may fall off this wagon. So you need your strength of mind over matter, endurance, resilience, grace, patience, calmness to go through the spiritual awakening process. Are you ready? Do you have what it takes? And if you don't, when you fall, get up on that horse and keep going. So for all those that are, like I was saying, that have all these reasons for not doing it, I respect them for taking a stand, and those who straddle the fence. Maybe you need a little bit of information and convincing. All you need to do is simply say the truth to yourself, that you really are attracted to knowing more. You are curious about mysteries, occult, darkness, whatever spirituality is to you. It doesn't have to be any of that. It can just simply you saying that you're curious to know who you are, all of you, and that is enough to initiate yourself into it. All right, but I'm here to tell you, you know, some of you think, oh, why should I listen to you, Adwa? You're a female, you're beneath a man. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised how people think. I used to know you when you were telling me lies or sleeping with someone, some nonsense, right? I used to know you when you thought you were nobody. Why should I listen to you now? For all the reasons why you think that you want this advice or you want this information, but it shouldn't come from me. That's your business, not mine. It's for those who care about what they want from what I'm saying. So I don't want to hear it. I don't care to know. You're not me. You didn't experience me. I experienced me, and I have the authority to teach whoever I want to teach. So that's why I'm doing it. Okay, and if you choose this path, I want you to know, have all the tools. Okay, I want you to have all the tools. The reason why I'm doing this, the reason why I decided to initiate and show all the stuff that I've been doing for years now, and decided to get on camera, is because I love you, the spirit. I love you, and I've been able to get myself out of some really dark places. Anything you can think of, from wanting to leave this existence to feeling like doormats I've experienced, and I got myself out of it. Anything you can think of that can break a person, I feel like it's happened to me. Some of the darkest things have happened to me, and there was nobody there. I had to save myself. I saved myself by waking my soul up, which is my higher self, and that healing me and bringing me to this point. That's why I can talk to you and I can teach you how to do it. Doesn't matter if you were the thief. It doesn't matter if you were the cheat. It doesn't matter if you never thought anything of yourself and you thought you are black and ugly and your nose is from here to here like they make you feel. With your spiritual awakening, you are going to feel that your nose from here to here means you can smell spirits better. I want you to understand the transformation that will happen within you. That is what I live for. I live to see people feel empowered. I live to see people know the truth of themselves and to live to their highest potential, because that's what I did for me, to be able to feel a sense of freedom and worthiness. I had to build it. It is something else when nothing shatters you anymore. It is something else, and that joy, that happiness, that liberation, that freedom is your divine right to experience. Okay, it's your divine right to experience. I don't want you to fall apart before you realize that you need salvation from the soul, from the spirit. I want you to consciously, at this point in your life, sit down and analyze your life and say, am I living to my fullest potential? I don't want you to fall apart. That's what I'm doing for me and my children. Just like you don't want your kids to suffer because they lack education and now you want them to get a college degree so they can be better than you, so must you see the spiritual path. You don't want your children to go through pain and struggle before they find their divine essence or the spiritual help they need. You want them to develop their spiritual essence so that everything will work well for them and they can encounter and know who they truly are and walk their path without it coming from, I need it, I'm in pain, so now I need God. You know, it's like